Product packaging. I highly recommend that you put some thought into the packaging of your product. That's because it's not only a wonderful opportunity for you to delight your customer, increasing your chances for positive customer feedback, but it's also a wonderful opportunity to gain that customer for life and have them keep coming back to buy more and more products that you're offering. So specifically when selling physical products, here are some things I recommend you keep in mind. Make sure your product packaging is clean and professional. If you put yourself in the shoes of your customers, you know that you wouldn't want to be receiving a product on a dirty box or reused box that is wrinkled, or, for example, if you receive a product in just a very simple plastic bag as opposed to a nice clean box that maybe has the branding of the shop that you bought from on it, that would elevate the look of your product before they even open the box and before they even get to see your amazing product. So definitely recommend that you invest some time and money into nicer product packaging that is clean and professional, and you could go beyond by adding your branding on it as well. Next, make sure it offers protection for your product. So definitely if your product is fragile or breakable or anything like that, make sure you have padding or those peanuts or anything necessary, bubble wrap, to make sure that the product is well secured, because neither you or your customers want to be dealing with damaged products. Also, think about offering gift wrap options. And as I showed you guys before when we were going through the shop manager, this is optional. So you may or may not be offering this for your customers. And the way to actually enable or disable, I'll quickly show you. So on your shop managers tab, you can go to settings and then options. And the option for offer gift wrapping you can enable, and you could even charge them if you want an extra amount if they want gift wrapping, or you can leave it disabled. But just know that if you do decide to charge your customers for gift wrapping, that is going to add to the total price of the sale, and that's going to be subject to the Etsy transaction fees, which are 5%. And as we said, a lot of customers on Etsy use the platform to buy products as a gift. So I would highly encourage you to consider this option and to have at least maybe the availability of people adding a note, a gift note, or maybe just a very simple bow or something like that to make the person who's receiving your product really love that experience of that gift, and they might even become a frequent shopper as well. Another great opportunity that you can utilize are product inserts. So consider adding a product insert, thanking your customer for purchasing your product, or offering them a coupon code on their next purchase from your shop. There's so many ways that you could use this as a strategy, not only, as I said, to delight your customer and make the experience of receiving that product really amazing, but also to upsell and grab even more sales in the future. And then last but not least, consider surprising them with something. Obviously, the product insert or a really nice, professional and beautiful gift wrapping option would be a wonderful surprise. But what you could also do is add a little surprise. It could be something that doesn't cost you anything, so maybe like a couple of ideas on how to use this product, or here's a little keychain or something very small that you can add on that could bring value to the customer. This, as I said, is a wonderful opportunity for you to win that customer for life. And if you don't really know ways on how to make your product packaging special, you can just research ideas. Pinterest is a great way for you to do that. You can easily just search product packaging ideas and see what you come up with. There's going to be maybe different ideas for product inserts, or how you could wrap your products, different product packaging designs, or even some packagings that you could be buying and incorporating that for your product ideas, or ideas for DIY packaging, all of that. So highly recommend that you do some research on some ideas for product packaging. Now, if you're selling digital products, do not think that you don't have opportunities to do very similar things. When thinking about your product packaging, you're thinking about your file packaging. So make sure that, one, you have very clear instructions, not only on the file that your customer is going to receive. So maybe consider creating a file with multiple pages, with one of them being very clear instructions on how to use or how to print or how to edit that product. And also consider using instructions within your product images, as we've already mentioned before. And here's a quick example of a listing that did that really well. So you see here that they have these printable 75-day challenge cards, and then throughout their product images, they have over here not only what's included, so the customer is extremely clear on what they're going to be receiving, but also how it works and how they're going to be using those files. So definitely recommend you thinking about that. And then last, make sure your files are very well organized. And that includes naming them really well, especially if you have multiple files within the same download that the customer is going to be receiving. Make sure it's very well organized and clear if you have different steps or anything like that, depending on your product. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and let's go ahead and get to the next video. Now that you have your product ideas, it's extremely important for you to understand Etsy fees, all of the different types, so you can make sure that you're going to be profitable with the product that you want to sell. Because I'm assuming that even though this may be your passion, you do want to make money from it. So you can go ahead and follow this link right here, and that is going to show you all of the breakdown of the different Etsy fees and policies in detail. But here I'm going to summarize and break it down everything for you today. So what are the different types of fees? The first type of fees are the fees that you always have to pay no matter what. The first one is the listing fee, and that is 20 cents, always charged in US dollars. So whenever you list an item, you're going to be charged 20 cents for that item. So let's say you have 5 of those items. Every time that you sell one of them and your listing gets renewed, you're going to be charged another 20 cents. So that is going to be 20 cents per item that you list. And later on, you're going to see that Etsy charges this when you create your listing and not when you create the sale. But you need to take that into consideration for your product price, because you're always going to be charged that amount for every single sale. Next, you have the transaction fee, and that is going to be 5% of the total sale price. So if you're selling a product for $10 and the shipping cost is $5, the total sale price is $15, and that fee is going to be 5% of $15. And don't worry about keeping this up on your head, because I actually have a surprise for you. I created a profit calculator for you for free, so you're going to be able to access that and instantly calculate all of the profits based on your product price in your own specific situation. So let's keep going. The next type of fees are location-dependent fees. So that's going to depend on the country that you're selling in or what currency you're going to be accepting. The first one are going to be the Etsy payment fees. And for the USA, that's going to be 3% of the total sale price plus 25 cents. If you're selling in another country, you can check what is your specific Etsy payment fees by going to this link that I showed you before. And then if you scroll down to number 4, I believe, Etsy payments, you can click here on Etsy payments policy. And then scroll all the way down. And then here you're going to be able to see, based on the country that you're selling in, what is going to be your Etsy payment fee. So if I go all the way down, you'll see, as I said, the United States, it's 3% of total sale price plus 25 cents in US dollars. The next location-dependent fee are going to be the sales tax and the VAT amount, which is value-added tax. So depending on where you're selling your product, Etsy is going to charge the customer according to the country or the state's policies. And then lastly, there's the currency conversion fee. So let's say your shop is set up in the United States, but you have listings in Etsy Australia, and you're accepting that sale in the Australian dollars. So when Etsy deposits that amount for you, they're going to be charging 2.5% on that conversion fee. The next type of fees are specifically to physical products, and those are shipping fees. So you're going to be able to purchase shipping labels to actually ship the product to the customer through Etsy, and we're going to go through that later in the course, or you can buy your own label, but you need to take into account that cost when you're establishing your price. You're also going to be able to decide if you want to charge the customer for the shipping fee, and then Etsy can calculate that for the customer based on your item's weight and dimensions, or if you want to offer free shipping, but either way, you have to take that into account. The last type of fees are completely optional. The first one is the subscription fee. You're going to see when you're setting up your shop that you're going to be able to create your Pinterest account completely free. You do not need to pay anything, but you also have the option to upgrade, but the fee for that upgrade is going to be $10 per month. And then lastly, there are the advertising fees. Also optional, and those are going to be Etsy ads that we're going to cover here in the course as well. That is going to be completely up to you how much you want to spend in order to advertise your listing, as well as Etsy offsite ads. This is a program provided by Etsy where you can opt in or out in order to allow Etsy to advertise your products in other platforms, and you only pay if you actually make a sale. But that fee is going to cost you 15% of the total sale price. So just keep that in mind, that if you do opt in, you need to have that room in your profit margin in order to account for that extra 15% fee. And as promised, I created this Etsy profit calculator so we can go through a few examples and quickly figure out if your product price is on point for you to be profitable, accounting all of the different fees that you might incur. So go ahead and click on this link here that I've provided, and then you're going to be brought to this spreadsheet. And the first thing that you need to do is actually go to File and then click on Make a Copy. That way you're going to be able to have your own copy of this spreadsheet, and then you can start inputting your own numbers and getting the whole scenario specific about your products. So let me walk you through this Etsy profit calculator. So this first section here is where you would input your product price, how much you're listing your product for. Also, if you have any sales or coupons, that's where you input here the amount of the discount. If you're charging your customers any shipping fees, then that's where you would input that amount, as well as if you're charging them anything for gift wrap, because you might actually offer them gift wrap and not charge them anything, but you can also actually set an extra fee for gift wrap. And after you set everything, you're going to get the total sale price. So you can easily see that if I went ahead and started charging my customers $3.50 for shipping fee, the total sale price would change. And down here, you're going to have the Etsy fees that we just talked about. So first of all, the listing fee, which is going to be 20 cents no matter what, 20 cents charged in US dollars. Then the transaction fee, and as you can see here on the formula, that's going to be 5% of the total sale price. And the transaction fee, as well as we talked about, as you can see on the formula, is going to be for the US, 3% of the total sale price, this right here, plus 25 cents. So the total fees that you're being charged are $2.17 for this situation right here, and your gross profit is going to be $19.32. However, this is just the overall profit. That's why it's called gross profit. If you have any cost for your goods or any other types of costs, you should definitely be adding those when really analyzing your total profit. So specifically if you're selling physical products, this is where you would input the cost of goods. So cost of supplies or cost of maybe renting a machine that you might be using, cost of product packaging, gift wrapping, all the costs that you are going to incur. And then here, shipping cost. So even though you're charging your customers $3.50 for shipping, that's not necessarily going to be the cost of you purchasing that shipping label. It could be less or it could be more, and you can have that calculation done for you when you create your listing on Etsy, and then you input the weight and dimensions of your products. Then they're going to give you some estimations of the total shipping cost. So this is where you input the shipping cost. So for example, let's say that my cost of goods are $3, and then shipping costs are $2.90. And I've also left room here for you to put any other product costs. So that is completely up to you. Maybe you're paying someone to help you fulfill orders, so you would put here how much you're paying them per product, or maybe it's some advertising cost. So I just left room here for you to customize this calculator for your specific case. And then after you input everything, here you're going to get your net profit. So this is how much you would be making for every single product that you sell with this price, with this coupon code, with this shipping fee, and all that. And with these costs as well. And that comes to a total percentage net profit of 62%. So you can start analyzing what's good and what's not good for you, and then you can start playing with different prices and different coupon codes, for example, to see what's the best offer that you can do for your customers and for yourself as well. But then in this very last section, it's very important to have an overview of your monthly revenue and your monthly profit, especially if you really want to scale this and have this become your full-time job. So in this first cell here, you would put how many sales per month you can estimate. And we've already talked about in our competitor analysis video how you could kind of estimate your product sales based on your top competitors' sales. So in this case, just as an example, I put 10 sales per month. And then here you would add any other expenses that you might have associated with your Etsy business. So for example, any subscription fees, if you're subscribed to Canva Pro, or to Marmalade, or if you subscribe to Etsy, have your Etsy Plus account, you would input here, as well as any other expense. I wanted to make sure to leave that room here if that was your case. And then at the end, you would get here your monthly revenue, which as you can see here is just the total number of sales times the total sale price. Now, your monthly profit, it's almost half, and as you can see here on the formula, is the total of sales per month times your net profit minus any expenses that you're going to be incurring as a business. So I hope this is a great resource to help you start understanding how you can make this into a full-time business and how you can actually make your passion and your entrepreneurial skills into a full-time job or into a business that you're proud of and that you enjoy working on, and that it can actually give you flexibility and fulfillment and all that. So with that being said, I'm going to leave the link of this profit calculator also in the resources below, and let's go ahead and get to the next video.
All right, I'm excited to share this video with you because Ali and I have created a free Etsy profit calculator for you, 100% free here, which we're going to cover here in this video briefly. So to access this tool, before I forget, on the top left, click on File, click on Make a Copy, and this will copy into your own Google account. So you just need a free Gmail account to use this. If you don't have one already, just create a free Gmail account. With your Gmail account, you'll have Google Sheets, which is this tool, File, Make a Copy, and it'll copy over, right? So it's all for you. You can edit this as much as you want, but this is just a very simple yet very important calculator so you know exactly how much profit in dollar amount and percentage you are making every month on Etsy. So you may already be tracking this, and if you already have tool and software and already happy with it, you can go ahead and skip this video. If this is the first time kind of hearing about profit, or you're having difficulty keeping track of your profit, or just interested in knowing more, keep watching. So basically, which you may already know, but your profit is the amount of money that's actually left over after all advertising expenses, shipping, product costs, your software, your website fees, all of that, right, that are deducted from your revenue and what you're left with, right, the most important number. Because at the end of the day, after all the hard work we put in, all the customer service, everything, we deserve some money at the end of the day, and this just kind of helps us keep track and know our profit, which is the most important number financially for us. So what we have here, and I've filled this in with some dummy data, but when you have this will all be blank, and you can go ahead and fill in yourself. So in the top row here, all we're going to do is, whatever month we're in, so let's say it's January, we're going to go ahead and start filling in for January. So let me just go ahead and get rid of this here, just so you can see it a little bit better. All right, there we go. Perfect. So we're here in January. First thing we're going to do is enter in our revenue. This is the total amount of sales that we have made on Etsy, total. Etsy website, combined, but here for the month of January, let's say it's $10,000. Okay, so $10,000, great. Next, what are our total product costs? So costs to produce our products, any shipping labels, any packaging, inserts, things like that, all the costs associated with our product, we're going to implement them here. So let's say in total it was about $1,000, okay? Next, shipping costs, how much was total shipping for the products that you sold, right? Enter that in here. Next, we have our Etsy fees. So what percentage of your revenue is actually Etsy fees, for transactions or for whatever, go ahead and enter that in here. So that's kind of product-related costs after revenue. Next, what we have are advertising expenses. So Etsy ads, Google ads, Pinterest ads, influencer marketing, or anything else that you've done. Right over here, you can go ahead and input. So let's say $1,000 on Etsy ads, $100 on Google, $100 for Pinterest, and $100 on influencer marketing. Go ahead and input that. Pretty simple. And we're almost done. It's over. Then we have any software that we have, subscriptions, other business supplies that we have, and other business-related expenses, right? So just other expenses, aside from advertising, marketing, aside from your product costs, these are just other expenses that we want to make sure we don't miss out on. And at the end, we have our revenue. Automatically subtract all of these automatically, and we are left with our net margin in dollar amount, as well as our net margin profit percentage, okay? And obviously the goal here is for this to be positive. If your number is negative, that means you actually lost money. Or if it's zero, it means that you didn't lose or make any money. It's negated out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this over, just to kind of show you what it looks like. And then once you kind of fill in for each month, just as the months progress, you go ahead and fill this out. And automatically on the right-hand side, you'll have the total for the year. So the total sum of your total revenue, your total product costs, shipping costs, Etsy fees, all of your advertising here, and I'll move myself out of the way, any other expenses that we have down here, and then lastly, our total profit for the year, and then our total profit percentage, right, our margin. So very, again, this is simple. It can be much more robust, which I'll show you here in a second. And you can edit this as much as you like, or add or subtract from this. Of course, you need to kind of know some of your numbers to kind of go gather that, but this is just a really clean place to keep all of your important numbers in one place, and it's free. So really free, simple tool, just as a thank you for enrolling in the course, and I hope you've been enjoying it thus far. And then the last note that I'll make, so here on this tool, not only do you get this tool for free, but we also included a tab here on the bottom right. And if you click on the tab, you see all of these different tax deduction tips that we actually use. We've done a lot of research. We've paid tax professionals to consult with them to figure out how can we get the most back. Because keep in mind, after your profit, every month or yearly, or however you kind of do it, you need to pay a percentage of that in taxes, right? Death and taxes, unfortunately, are the two things that are guaranteed in life. Yeah, or afterlife. So want to make sure that we're paying our taxes. So out of your profit, a percentage of that is going to go to taxes, of course, just like any business. So you just need to make sure, and I'm not a tax professional, so I can't provide any tax advice. These are some tips to consider and to consult with your tax professional on deductions. So different mileage deductions for your business, having a home office, printing and copying, tools and supplies, professional development. By the way, if you've taken any online courses, you can actually write those off on your taxes as well. Some people don't know, so be sure to do that. Just all the ways to reduce paying as little taxes as possible, and also some additional resources here. If you are struggling with profit, I actually had a friend of mine, this is a true story, who is generating a lot of revenue with his business, very, very successful business. I think it was like almost $500,000 a year, but his profit was actually negative. He was actually losing money, and he found out after like 2 years, he almost killed himself from how much stress and depression he was in. And this is a true story, I swear to God, he bought this book. And I've read this book as well. It's a very, very good book if you haven't read it yet. And basically focus on putting your profit first and making sure that your business is profitable. So you don't go into any of these really dark situations that unfortunately a lot of business owners get into. So profit first, great book if you're struggling with understanding profit, getting your numbers in order. It's a must read. Quickly going through, we have the 4-hour work week, how to make money from anywhere, really creative, really, this is why I'm recording from Santiago, Chile, why Alan and I travel the world. The E-Myth, amazing. So we have, how to make money from your business, real profit. This book, the E-Myth, is how to free up your time. How can you have a business that runs itself? Really good book, really powerful as well, really some sad stories in there as well, that will keep you from falling in the same path. We have Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. Incredible book. If you want to make more money anywhere, if you want to be a better communicator, if you make YouTube content, blog articles, anything like that, anytime you write or speak, this is going to help you write better and speak better and ultimately generate significantly more income. So this helps you generate more revenue. This helps you get your time back. This book up here, Profit First, helps you actually generate profit. This helps you travel the world. This Deduct Everything, really great book as well. It's also where we kind of got these tips above that are going to help you pay as little in taxes as possible and kind of keep your profit. So that's the reason for all of these books. Super, super powerful. And that's here included. And if you want something a little bit more complex, because this is a very simple tool, we've actually built a tool that we use for our own business and decided to launch it to the public. And it's called the Easy Etsy Bookkeeping Tool. It's also a Google Sheet. And basically what you do is you take your Etsy, it's a few kind of Etsy files that you have with all of your different Etsy related data. You download the reports, import them here into the sheet, and there's literally like a step-by-step guide that shows you how to do it. Literally every step kind of written down here, you can see. And import the data and add any additional data that is needed, like any additional expenses that you have or any other income off of Etsy that you generated, and it compiles all of it automatically for you, so you don't have to do the manual work, and it automatically creates these visuals along with a lot of other stuff that I'll show you here, where you can choose any specific year, for example, and you can see your revenue breakdown, so what percent went to is margin, advertising, non-advertising expenses, your cost of sales, your ROI, your return on investment, is an indicator of how well you can scale. Your goal should have at least a 100% ROI here, and this actually gives you your health. In this case, for this example, just with the dummy data, we're off the charts literally, but at least 100% ROI you want to have. Your net profit and loss obviously should be positive, your net margin, right? So it shows you all of these for any specific year and for any specific product. So we can actually go here and select just a specific product if we wanted to, and it'll show us for that year, for that product, all these numbers. And if you want to drill in further, we can scroll down, and it automatically does all this for us, so we don't have to really enter in. We enter in the minimal amount of info that we need, and it shows us the revenue, cost of sales, advertising, etc. If we scroll down any further, it breaks out even further. So as you scroll down the page, you can get more and more detail, which gives you a very good understanding of if you're profitable, if you're not, why, how could you potentially improve, are you wasting money on anything, and basically know your exact profit. And this also helps you with taxes as well. So if we go here to the, if I can find it over here, scroll down to the tax reports tab. It'll automatically also, with the reports that you already import, will show you if there's any states where you need to pay, collect your remit sales tax, and international VAT. So it automatically shows you a map of where you basically owe money to the United Kingdom, Ukraine, we made sales in Italy, in Australia, in Alabama, in the United States, in this example. So it just kind of shows you all that. So tax information, profit information, as automated as humanly possible, just after importing your data. You can drill down and kind of see some other data as well, which is really cool. But if you're interested in this, we're giving a steep discount to students only. Okay, so we'll include that link in the resources section of this video, and you can actually purchase this on Etsy. It's currently $40. We're planning on increasing the price, but because you're a student here, you're going to get the biggest discount that we're not giving anyone else. So if you only have one product that you're selling, you're just getting started, honestly, keep things simple. You do not need to get things complicated. You don't need to pay for anything. Just use this free tool that I created for you. If you've been selling Etsy for some time, if you know if I'm talking to you, that if you feel like, hey, we need to get our profit in order, we need to get our numbers in order. If you have that feeling, you kind of know that you need to get something done. If you start growing, you get more and more products, it's going great, you're getting revenue, you're like, how profitable am I? Oh my gosh, like I can't believe this is happening. This helps organize. So one product or just a few products, you're just getting started, no need to pay. Don't waste your money. Just use this free tool I created for you. If you want to get our biggest discount on this tool that we created that we use for ourselves, and we believe is the best Etsy bookkeeping tool, not just because of our opinion, but because we designed it based on the negative feedback and positive feedback of all of our competitors, you can get a discount. It'll be here on the bottom of this Google Sheet, as well as in the resources section. You get that here, and you can go ahead and just kind of check it out, see if it would be helpful for you. But anyway, hope you find either tool, whether the free tool, paid tool, either way, hope you find it extremely valuable, and wish you nothing but success and profit for your business. And of course, if you have any questions, any way you can help, let me know. Just know that I cannot provide tax consulting because that would be illegal. So anything that's kind of tax related, I might not be able to help. But other than that, I'm more than happy to share our experience, our contacts, anything like that. Because, like I said, Al and I ultimately want you to be as successful as humanly possible. Like really. So hope you found this valuable. If you have questions, let me know. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the next video.
Congratulations! You made it through half of the course material so far, so congrats to you. And I want to encourage you to keep going because we have so many more tips, hacks, and gold nuggets to maximize your Etsy shop success and turn it into a business that you love. And I'm so excited for you. Also, I want to remind you that if there's anything I can do for you, or if you have any questions, be sure to leave those in the Q&A below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And lastly, by this point, you likely have a few for the course material, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could take 60 seconds to leave a feedback of your course experience. You can do so by clicking on the Leave a Rating button at the top right corner of your screen. And again, I really appreciate it, and let's keep going. Next few videos, we're going to cover why keyword research is so important and what it can do for your Etsy shop success, as well as the best tools to utilize for your keyword research, and of course, a step-by-step tutorial on how to do it. So let's get to it. So why is keyword research so important? Well, tell me this. When you have a problem or when you have a desire, what do? I'm guessing that you try to figure out a solution online. And you do that by typing keywords. You go ahead to Google and you search how to change a tire. Or you go and type best travel accessories. Or what are the best places to visit when going to Italy. Whatever it is that you have in your mind, most of us nowadays are going to the internet and actually typing these thoughts and trying to find solutions to our problems. And we keep researching different ways until we arrive at our solution. The product that we've been searching, or actually learning how to do something, a tutorial, or a book, or anything like that. And all of this data is kept, and we are able to access this data in order to understand and read the minds of our customers. So by doing keyword research, you're having access to what your customers and potential customers are thinking about, how they're actually searching for solutions to their problems. And then once you compile a list of these different keywords that they've been using, now you can use these keywords and these keyword phrases, so the combination of keywords or words in a certain order, in order to use on your listing to optimize it, which we're going to be covering in the next module, to make sure that you appear, that you're going to be seen by those customers. So let's say doing your keyword research, you find out that a lot of people are typing in how to make a bridal shower party fun. They don't necessarily type in bridal shower games. They do how to make a bridal shower party fun. So with that keyword phrase, you can make sure to use that within your listing. Maybe it's in your title or your description, or in one of the images, how you're convincing your customer to buy that product. And by using those exact keywords in your listing, now when someone types this into Google or into Etsy, because it also works as a search engine where people go to the search box and they can type keywords to find products, now you know that if you have those words within your listing, you're going to appear for those customers in the search results. So really, really powerful things, and that's why keyword research is so important. So in the next video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the best tools that you can use in order to develop this keyword list, and then we're going to be doing it together step by step. So let's get to the next video. Before we start our keyword research,